Raw and Nerdy.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Raw and Nerdy. This is episode number 78. I am Joe the Widget, and I am joined by my fellow super nerds, starting with Mr. Rook.
What's up, everybody? I just got back from a race, so I'm hyped. Let's get the show going.
And as always, we are joined by Archon.
I did not get back from a race, and I am not as hyped as Rook is over there, so let's do this and see if I can get hyped.
Well, this week is our last console of our Gaming Through the Ages. We're talking about the PlayStation 5, one of the latest and greatest, and we are going to be talking about, most likely, we haven't discussed this yet, either PC gaming or handhelds on the next episode. So we pretty much have 2 more episodes, maybe 3 of this series, and that's
What
it.
about arcades?
That's what I was thinking, maybe 3.
And PC, I still think we need to break that into 2. Like old school PC and newer PC, because there's just so many games. Coming up with 10 all time would just be awful.
That's one of those I think we'd end up having to break it down by genre because we played so many different things.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Gaming Through the Ages PC edition.
That would keep us busy.
You see, it all started with the Oregon Trail.
Back in the day, back in my day. Well,
I won't.
one thing we could probably do is something like pre-2010 and then after 2010.
True.
I think
Possible.
it's a pretty solid split because after 2010 is when PC gaming really started to boom and the whole master race was born. So that's something we can talk about, think about.
Possible.
Yeah, because that's when people started being able to afford the components for computers.
Right. I remember working with the Voodoo 3 thinking it was the best video card ever. And that was back in the early 2000s.
I remember the NVIDIA 8800 being the most powerful thing and Crysis not being able to, Crysis taxing it to the point to where it couldn't handle Crysis at max settings.
Crysis has always been one of those games that's like, oh, you think you have the best computer you can get? Let us show you how bad it really is.
Yeah,
It was a crisis.
it was the
That's been the
benchmark
theme.
setter.
That has been the theme of Crysis every time they release a new game. They're like, let's make everybody's computers look terrible.
I know,
Haven't they
right?
called that like the game rig checker?
It's like the game rig killer because it's like melted several computers because like they just can't run it and it just overclocks it so bad it just dies.
I used to I was like the chief designer for a little company that did custom gaming PCs. I think we wound up only designing and building like 8 for customers before I gave up. But we did it all monster themed, and it was pretty cool. I'd built one that was completely out of a custom acrylic case,
Okay,
so it was 100% see through, and it was pretty neat. We called it the Ghost.
that's a fair name for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I actually didn't start building my own PCs until late, like 2020 late. I'd go buy pre-built custom PCs. The company I'd buy them from ended up getting busted for what's the word I'm looking for? Price gouging military members. So
that's awesome.
yeah, but the computer was awesome. It lasted me for a while before I got rid of it and switched to gaming on a laptop most of the time. And then 2020, 2012, I got me an Alienware laptop that lasted me all the way up until 2019.
I think the first one I ever built was back in 2001 or 2002 with my uncle when he taught me how to build them.
Did you just say in 2020 you got an Alienware computer that lasted
No.
up until 2019?
I say 2012, I got an Alienware computer that lasted up to 2019.
Okay, that sounds better. Because I was like, wait a second, you went back in time?
Yeah, something's up with that.
No wonder that computer lasted so long.
I went back in time with a computer with technology that's not even invented yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Everyone's like, how is your computer running this so well?
Why does your computer make your graphics look so horrible? Well, what you see here is this is outdated for this PC.
This is a
Wait a
reverse
second.
engineer.
Wait a second, why do you have a quantum computing graphics card? What is that?
Cooling tubes in his office is like negative 10 degrees every day.
That would suck.
Come there with a heavy jacket and one of those like the whole like Arctic get up just to play on your PC. But it can run everything.
This PC runs the world in the future.
My current computer is my first actual liquid cool that I owned. I used to do custom loops, which is doing your own water cooling setup in there.
Mm-hmm.
Having to fire bend the tubes and all that. That was a lot of work. I didn't do the manufacturing of the tubes. I helped, but I designed it and built it, and it was custom loops are so much fun. They're just expensive.
A lot of them these days use what is it? Not metal tubes. That rubber-esque type tubing.
Rubber.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's not rubber, but it feels like it.
Silicone?
Mine, I just have my CPU
silicone.
cooled.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Silicone, the thing that is in. Never mind.
The things that make things silicone, the thing that makes things grow.
And bouncy.
And if you ask Robin Williams, I go there. If you've never seen Robin Williams live on Broadway, you would not get that reference.
That was actually brilliant. And one of the things he did that had me dying was how golf was invented.
Oh man, that's the greatest.
You whack it so many times, you think you're having a stroke.
That's what we'll call it.
Every
time you swing, you think you're gonna die.
If you haven't seen that skit, it's brilliant. Look it up. He was one of the best. He'll be missed.
Yes, he was.
agreed.
It's funny.
He
It's
was
like some of
also a
the
nerd.
funniest and best people out there had the worst mental health issues.
It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Not everybody that has mental issues copes that way, but a lot of comedians are.
Yeah, that's true. So, how was your guys' week? What have you been up to? I haven't talked to either of you that much this week.
I haven't really done a whole lot this week. I've been playing a lot of EverQuest because I'm going back to work here about the time you guys are hearing this. And I had a few things in mind. There's an expansion coming out later this month. There's a few things I wanted to get done this week to get ready so that I don't have to worry about it for the next couple weeks until the expansion comes out. So I wanted to make sure I had it all done. So I've been kind of going hard on that. Played Oblivion for a while.
If you guys are new to the show, Archon's a resident EverQuest junkie.
You could call it that. I mean,
Dude,
I've been playing that game for 26 years.
I start seeing you get the shakes if you don't play EverQuest. You're an EverQuest junkie.
Yep. He needs his fix every day.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, I got my goals done. I finished everything I needed to do earlier today, and then so I'm good to go now.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was last night. I was playing Oblivion. He jumped on to EverQuest. I jumped into the chat, and he's sitting there buying armor. He's like, I don't really have the money to buy that. I could do this. I'm like,
no. I had the money to buy it. I'm like, I don't really want to spend 1.7 million platinum on one item. I had the money. I just didn't want to spend that much for no reason. When I could buy something else that was pretty much as good for like a quarter of the price or a fifth of the price.
Oh yeah, that it was just entertaining to me. Listening you go through the auction house and stuff.
Since I finished out the character I needed to, he's like basically maxed out. So if I do anything on him, it's other than raid, it's like pointless because I don't get any experience anymore. So I got another one of my characters to the max level, and I was gearing him out. And our Rook got to listen to me doing that. So I talk to myself a lot when I play EverQuest.
We gotta record that. We'll just put a little snippet of that at the end of the show.
It could be quite funny sometimes. My wife will come out here and be like, "Who are you talking to? Are you on Discord?" I'm like, "No, just talking to myself. Don't worry about it."
I'm trying to work things out with the other thoughts in my head or the other voices in my head to figure out if this is what we want.
What we want. Yep.
One voice says instant gratification. The other says just wait. The instant gratification always wins.
Voice. It always true.
It always wins.
Anytime you go to
it's the life of a gamer,
especially in game. Anytime you go to the auction house or the game's version of an auction house, you're like, I could get this now. I could either grind for this and feel rewarded getting it, or I could just spend the money right now and get it. And then you look at the price. Then you look at the price from the auction house and other games, other than games that you've been playing for 26 years, and you're like, I need to grind for the money to get this, so I might as well just grind for it.
And listen, I've been playing this game for 26 years, right? 26 years this game's been out. And I've been playing it off and on for those 26 years. And the other day, one of my friends was asking me about something, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just check it out on the auction house." And he's like, he had it pulled up almost instantly. And we were on Discord. And I was like, "How did you just find that fast?" Because all right, you got to, pull up the auction house, and then you have to type in what you want, and then it takes a minute to search for it and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, if you just hit Control Shift and click the item, it'll just pull it right up on the auction house." I was like, "Excuse me." 26 years. I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I did that, and now my life has changed. Now surfing the auction house is 100 times better because now I could just like shift click or shift control click items and they just pop up and tell me how much all of them are selling for, and I'm just like,
So I've been playing Star Trek Online since launch, off and on, because I joined it with the Crescent Order, my main guild I always run in any game that they're in. Right now, the Lord of the Rings Online is our biggest game. But I started playing that game from launch, and then they left, and I took over running everything. And I still jump into that game and learn things that I didn't know would make my life so much easier.
I think every gamer has that one game that is like their lifelong go-to.
It would have been Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, Minecraft is mine for sure.
Mine would have been Star Wars Galaxies if I didn't have to have the emulator running.
Right.
But it's pretty much, I jumped back into Star Trek Online because it's really the only Star Trek game out there that's still relevant. Star Wars, they got so many of them to keep you busy, but Star Trek, not so much. So
yeah,
Star
I've
Wars...
yet to play a single Star Trek game that I've wanted to play for more than like an hour.
Me too, and I'm a Star Trek fan.
My problem is Star Trek Online, I love the ship-to-ship, the space combat, space exploration stuff. I wish the ground base, they'd put more effort into it.
See, the problem with Star Trek, okay, when you play a Star Wars game, I mean, you could be a Jedi and you're running around with lightsabers and you have cool abilities like force lightning and stuff. And if you play Star Trek, you're like, set your phasers to maximum. Woo! It's like, come on, man. There's nothing exciting about combat with a phaser.
The ships is what makes Star Trek exciting.
Now, what my biggest issue
Star Wars.
My biggest issue with Star Trek Online or Star Trek in general is a lot of the games you're either a Starfleet officer, Klingon officer, or in this case, Romulan officer. You don't get to play a non-officer character, a non-aligned character. What if I want to be a character from somewhere else that's nowhere near aligned with anything? I want a unaligned. You want to be
just like a space pirate.
Exactly.
A Star Trek game where you could get it with like up to like 20 of your friends and be your own crew on a ship and actually play through the entire experience, not just like small scenarios at a time, but playing like an massive MMO setup, kind of like Starfield, but Star Trek.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, what if they made a game that was like Star Trek meets Sea of Thieves?
Yeah, something like that.
Like that would be kind of cool. You could have your own crew,
have your own ships. Is, Star Wars did that first in an MMO setting with their ships, and Star Wars Galaxies jumped to light speed. You could actually man, and it granted it wasn't a huge ship. It was like the YT 1300 and stuff. You could actually man the different aspects of that ship. One guy in the top turret, one guy in the bottom turret, one guy flying the ship in the navigator, all that stuff. And other people running around on the ship to fix it. But I don't know why Star Trek doesn't do something like that.
The game designer in me is going nuts at the concept of that. Because your city of your MMO would be your actual ship.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you do all your regular stuff. But then you go on, like your dungeons would be ongoing these planetary missions with your crew of your buddies, your science officer, your security officer, the whole works. And then you had the whole actual space scenario as well going on, that like these random encounters, and you have to figure out as a team how to get through them. And I think that'd be pretty freaking sweet.
It would. You'd actually live in the world of Star Trek. My biggest complaint, though, is I don't want to be aligned with the Federation, the Klingon Empire, the Romulans.
Well, it'd have to be a choice, though. It'd have to be a choice.
You could be just a group of traders.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun. But anyway, what were you talking about, Archon?
Was I talking about something?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you started talking about playing EverQuest, and I brought up the fact that you were talking to yourself in EverQuest, and then we just went on a massive tangent.
Yeah, like normal, like how this show runs always.
Okay. I guess if you say I was doing that, then I guess I was. But I mean, that was other than EverQuest. Like I said, I played a little bit of Oblivion. I joined the Dark Brotherhood. I absolutely love the Dark Brotherhood missions. Like, I was talking to Rook last night about this one Dark Brotherhood mission I had to run where I didn't have to just assassinate a guy. I had to sneak into his house and not be seen during a certain time of day, go up into his attic, loosen the bolts on his deer mount, and make it fall and kill him so that it looked like his thing just fell off the wall. But he only sits in his chair between certain hours of the day, so you got to make sure you're up there at the certain time of day and drop this deer mount on this dude. And I'm cracking up the whole time I'm doing this. Like, this is the best way to assassinate somebody. Like, you just go up there and just make their deer head drop on their face. Who thinks of these things?
Mm-hmm.
It was like that in Skyrim too.
These missions are just hilarious. Like, some of them are just straightforward, like, kill them by any means necessary. But the ones that have like specific parameters, the specifics are hilarious. They're always like the coolest ways.
In Skyrim, is they gave you multiple choices on how to do it.
Well, I could go in and kill the dude, kill his butler, and do it, but you get like special rewards if you do it the certain way that they want you to do it. So, like, naturally, you're going to do it that way.
Yeah, I haven't done any of the Dark Brotherhood missions yet. I've done my, hey, Rook did this. Rook explored. So I'm running around going into all these old buildings and clearing them out.
I'm exploring as I'm going to assassinate people, but, like, the one thing I kind of was a little disappointed by is the Dark Brotherhood. Like, when you first join the Dark Brotherhood, they give you a set of armor, and they describe it as, like, armor of the Blackest Night, so where you can blend in and hide in the shadows. And it's, like, light gray. It's, like, not even dark. It's not even that cool. Like, it's, like, the most basic-looking armor ever, and it's not even that, like, dark or anything. I'm like...
The Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim, their armor was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I saw a side-by-side comparison where they showed like all the different types of armor in Oblivion versus all the ones in Skyrim. Most of the Skyrim ones were still better than the remastered ones. Like, look cool. I mean, graphic-wise, they were better in Oblivion, but like cool-looking, they were better, in Skyrim.
So I'm liking the game in the Unreal Engine 5, to be honest. It makes me, though, every time I play any Elder Scrolls game, it makes me want to play Elder Scrolls Online, because then I can go and visit all these different locations, especially in Oblivion, because you're in Cyrodiil and you see all the other game locations that you've played around it, and you're like, I can't go to any of these unless I load another game.
Right. I can't go down that rabbit hole again. I played the snot out of ESO when we started playing that. It became an addiction.
ESO is a
especially
great game.
like the crafting and like, what was that one thing I was doing? It was like archaeology or something where you had to like, oh, that was addictive. I would just sit there for hours running around the entire map to all these different locations to find things, and that was bad. Can't do that rabbit hole again.
I started playing Minecraft again, so I went down that rabbit hole.
I would love to see them take Elder Scrolls single player and make a way to load all of the games after they remaster them all to Elder Scrolls or Unreal 5.
Yeah, they need to come out with a game that's just called The Elder Scrolls, and you can go to all of them.
And it's going to be like 300 gigabytes. A 1 terabyte game. That way you could go visit everything on Unreal 5.
And that's even before they even announced Elder Scrolls 6.
That would so that. We get that before Elder Scrolls.
What if that is Elder Scrolls 6 is just a massive world where you can go to Morrowind, you can go to you can go everywhere.
Well, think about it. If Oblivion got remastered like this, what if that is the case? Elder Scrolls 6 is literally the entire Elder Scrolls, like you said.
It's close, but not quite. But it's going to be massive. Very, very massive.
We'll see. But of course, Bethesda type-lipped about everything.
Well, naturally.
Yeah, we'll probably find out about it like sometime in June, and they'll be like, oh yeah, by the way, you can buy it today.
Pre-order now. It'll be out tomorrow.
We don't advertise anything. We just spring it on you and hope you buy it.
Well, it seems to be a really good working method for them right now.
They're just banking on their name.
Think of all the money they're saving in advertising.
Exactly.
So yeah,
we are their advertising.
My week was getting back into Minecraft. I wanted to give it a shot again. I reinstalled shaders, got some new shaders, reinstalled my favorite resource pack, and just started doing it.
You are killing me, Smalls.
Yeah,
literally, I was trying to get you to play Minecraft again like a month ago, and you're just like, oh yeah, can't be done. And now as soon as I stop playing it again, you're like, ta-da!
And you said that like 3 weeks ago, and that's when I started getting back into it.
Slow, like snail pace.
I had a lot going on. And I was sick all week, and I didn't really want to play much anything other than something that was going to relax me, and that's what Minecraft does. but I can only play it maybe an hour or two at a time right now. So I want to get into Oblivion. I just didn't. I think I played all of 5 hours of gaming, and most of that was with Avowed and then a little bit of Minecraft.
Like, I'm going to work, honey, and then go set up your computer in the closet. And then
I won't lie.
you get more than 2 hours.
I won't lie. I gave up on Avowed. I lost interest in that game.
I kind of did too, unfortunately. I mean, it was a fun game, but after I beat it, it lost all of its luster to me.
It became redundant. It didn't live up to the hype it was getting.
The problem, it didn't really.
You guys are aware that we produce a show based on it, right?
I know, but like, I told you when we very first started that game wasn't going to have the legs to stay long. It didn't have the staying power.
Well, we're still recording it.
The people who play the people who play the game the most still record that show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play the game. I never was going to be on that show, so my thoughts are I lost interest in the game. It's my take, not y'all's take for the show.
Yow. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you guys still like it. Right, exactly.
And if y'all love Avowed, that's our plug. Go listen to Avowed Raw because Joe and Kilo are awesome on that show.
And they both love it, too. So
having fun with it. So I got my dog last weekend, and
how's he doing?
She did terrible. All week, she was a nightmare. Panting, constant anxiety, wouldn't eat. I wound up taking her back to my dad's house yesterday.
Oh.
And the first thing she did was eat an entire bowl of food and was happy and bouncing around the house. So
it takes a while to get a dog to adjust.
That dog
have to do it little bits at a time.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're going to keep her with Annie, her alpha dog. So
yeah, I kind of had a sneaking suspicion that was going to be the case.
Probably going to get myself a cat. It's better for apartment living anyway.
What you need to do is get you a rat.
No.
I
had a pet rat when I was a kid. I had a snakes when I was a kid. I had a pet mouse when I was a kid.
Don't do either of those things.
No, even better. Get you the small jumping spiders because they're so cute.
I hate spiders.
Just get yourself a kid, and then that's it. That's all you need. You don't need an animal. Just get a kid. That'll keep you plenty busy. Don't worry.
Get a cat. It's a lot easier to take care of that kid.
Cats are jerks.
They are. They'll want attention, but just the right amount. Too long, and they attack you.
They run your house. They do nothing positive for you at all.
I love cats.
You can't play with them. You can't be like, here, fetch.
Two of the most amazing pets I've ever had were cats.
Scientifically proven fact that petting an animal, whether it be a cat or dog, is good for your health.
I mean, it's true, but like
cats are much easier to take care of in an apartment than a dog.
True.
Get you a Chihuahua and then go take care of it.
I can't stand Chihuahuas.
Then you have cat boxes. Then you have cat boxes, which no matter what you do, stink. They will always stink.
You can train a cat
every day.
They will stink. All right?
Okay, Jinxie.
Well, the same with a dog. I have to still go out there and clean it up and walk it all the time. The cat, I go to the litter box, I clean it up, and we're done every morning.
I don't know. I have never ever once in my life been to a person's house who had a cat and didn't know the second I walked in the door. Like, no matter how clean you keep that litter box, it still always smells like a litter box. And then you got your kid crawling around and getting in the litter box and finding little Tootsie Roll treats. And... Worst case scenario, I know, but bleh.
So apparently, since my week was total garbage, how was yours, Rook?
Total garbage. So work, Murphy can go screw himself. Murphy's Law sucks. That has been my entire week. Is Murphy Law can't go
that's
wrong.
My life, man.
Went wrong at every inopportune time, and I hated it.
It gets to the point where you start getting just expecting it and used to it, and that becomes normal life.
Unfortunately, when everything was going right until we got this specific aircraft, and then everything on this aircraft has gone wrong. It's like the month of March for my department has just been crappy. It was Murphy's Law after Murphy's Law, and it just it's annoying. But yeah, so
hey, Rook. Last month was April, dude.
See, that's how bad it was.
The April Fool was played, and it lasted all month.
I'm like, wait a second here, dude. Like,
I was waiting to see if you could catch on to that.
April was a horrible month, and that just tells you how bad of a month it was.
Dang it, it was so bad. I thought it was March all month.
Funny thing is, I know it's April at work, but I don't know why I said March.
It's May at work now, though.
last month it was April.
Hey, we're only
it started
4 days
May
into it,
last
okay?
month.
So it's all good.
So last week, during the week I don't do much. I go to get up, gym, work, home, sleep. That's all I do. I have no life other than that.
Speaking of gym, though, I posted for the first time like a before and after picture on our Discord.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm 2 pounds away from my ultimate goal.
I just posted a picture there the other day, too, of
I haven't
the
posted
progress
anything.
that I've been making.
Because I don't see the progress, so I don't want to post it.
I see the progress. I can see the progress right now just looking at your
my
face.
man boobs are bigger.
No, looking at your face. See,
it's more this way instead of this way.
exactly.
And for those
More
of you who can't
streamlined.
see anything, it's more up and down instead of circular.
Which is exactly how they're supposed to be.
Yeah, no, I've actually been seeing progress. My clothes fit a little bit better, but this past couple of weeks have been more stagnant. I added cardio this past week into my workout. I do 10 minutes on the treadmill at 4-mile-an-hour walks, 5-mile-an-hour jog. I do about a 2-minute jog, 1-minute walk, just to get back used to running again. And I'm
still hate running.
And I'm starting to realize I'm old because then I go and do my squats.
Oh, shush.
I go and do my squats and my knee hurts. I go and do my leg presses and my knee hurts.
See, that's why I do my cardio at the end.
I always do it at the beginning. Gets me warmed up, gets my heart going.
I do it at the end.
I know I'm going to be working out my legs because I don't do, hey, this is leg day, this is arm day, this is this. I do full body splits throughout the every day during the week. So I work out my entire body, just not with a lot of heavy weight. So I know my legs are going to be exhausted and I'm not going to be able to handle doing the run at the end. So I do it first. And then plus it gets my heart rate up. So, and then while I'm working out, I keep my heart rate up from the workouts.
I'm now 187 pounds. I haven't been in 180s since my 20s.
Nice.
I'm still at 225.
That was my starting point, was 226.
I'm at 235.
So
right
give it a year, Rook. You'll be rocking it out, man.
I'm right behind you, Rook.
I need to figure out what I need to do. I've cut what's it called? I've cut my calories down to I think 2,200. Yeah, 2,200 a day, which has helped out significantly. I think it's the weekends that are actually killing me on my workout, on my stuff. And it's also because I'm not pushing myself as hard due to a pinched nerve in my neck that causes my right arm to go numb. So
yeah, weekends for me are bad because, I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm home all day, any day, every day right now until tomorrow, obviously. But for you, you're gone all day, and then now on the weekends you're home and have access to your kitchen anytime you want. Like that's rough. It's hard.
The problem is I don't eat enough on the weekends.
Oh, I would be the opposite.
I will go and have a morning breakfast with my brother at a cafe, and then I might have some sort of snack later on that's like 200 calories, and then that's it for my meal for the day, and that's not healthy for your body trying to keep its metabolism up.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a significant increase when all of a sudden I'm not home every day anymore, and I'm like, some of the bigger like crack-filled jobs and stuff like that I used to do, I would do like 30,000 steps in a day.
Yeah, right now I'm averaging 10 to 15 with me. When I walk Ezzy, I trigger my 10,000 steps goal about with the cardio and walking Ezzy by the time I have my first break at work.
Nice.
Yeah.
Really good.
I'm hoping that this helps kick in my I'm hoping the cardio helps out a lot because I need to get down to 190 and get sub 200 for the first time since 2013.
I did something the other day for the first time since in 6 years. I put on a shirt that was size large, and it didn't look terrible. It actually fit me the way it was supposed to.
See, that's what I'm trying to get down to is right now the shirt I'm wearing is an extra large. And it's
most of my shirts are extra large, and they're, they fit me. But this particular shirt, I don't know if it was just the particular shirt. Must have been because that one, it fit me nice, and it was only a large. And I was like, yeah, hello, who are you, sir?
Oh, yeah. But to finish up my week, Saturday, Saturday, I played Oblivion. I'm loving that game. I will play that game until I get tired of that game. Duh.
I look forward to getting back into it.
And then I walk into my living room every day, and I look at this half-finished Star Destroyer, which I got the bottom and I got the interior done. I just need to finish the top and the bridge, and then it'll be completely done. But this thing's huge. You remember my coffee table, right?
Yeah.
The thing sits as long as my coffee table and as wide as the coffee table. So I got my coffee table against the wall, and it's sitting on its stands a little bit off center to the coffee table, and it actually looks pretty good where it's sitting. I just need to finish it. And then today I went to the NASCAR race, the Work 400 at the Texas Motor Speedway, watched a few crashes that happened right in front of us.
Oh, fun.
Oh, yeah. So Texas Motor Speedway, if you're looking at it, where the tri-oval start-finish line is towards you, we were on the right, so turn 4 is where we were sitting, and everything kept happening that end of the track. I was like, yes! But it finished with a green-white checker overtime finish because there was a crash and with 3 laps to go. But then I realized I need to find me a nerdy car girl, not just a nerdy gamer girl.
So you're going to decrease the odds even further.
Yes.
You need to find a nerdy car gamer girl.
Oh, that's it. That'd be my unicorn if I could find that.
Okay.
But see, the problem with a gamer car girl is gamers tend to be introverts. Car girls tend to be extroverts. So finding that one that's both will be weird. But that's my week.
Unicorn.
Well, we're going to be talking about the PlayStation 5. I do not own one. The only time I've experienced playing it was when I was at Rook's, and it was mostly playing golf or baseball.
Oh, that's what I need to put on my list.
The PS5 was released in November 12th, 2020. It's their Sony's 9th gen console. The base edition released at $499, and there was a digital-only version that launched at $399. And the Pro, which is the newest model, is $699. One of the biggest focused points when they were developing and designing the PS5 was addressing loading times. They wanted to minimize them as much as possible. They worked with a whole bunch of first-party developers and some gamers, and they figured out ways that they can decrease it dramatically. They put a lot of money and time in developing that PS5 controller as well.
The one thing I do like what they did with the PS5 is they made it where you can add more memory to it, M.2 memory to it.
Yeah, which you kind of have to because the games are absolutely massive, and you can hold like one Call of Duty game and maybe one other game at a time before you're out of space.
The M.2 was actually one of the results of the loading time, because one of the biggest problems with game loading is buffering from a hard drive load, because it has to pull all the memory off of the hard drive. So they actually created a larger cache memory so it pre-pulls off of the hard drive and waits until the system says, okay, we're now going to this spot, then it loads it off of virtual memory, which cut down the time dramatically.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure PS5 was the first one to use the solid state hard drives in it as well.
It is. On the PS4
never did.
PS4 didn't, no.
And neither did the Xbox. I don't think the Xbox, the first generation of the Xbox, did either.
No.
Yeah, the first time I upgraded my memory on my PS5, when I did that and I saw how they actually made it where the bottom cover comes off so you can put a solid
it's so
state drive
easy
in it.
too. It's so easy to add memory to a PS5.
And the controller is just great. It's very responsive. I haven't had any issues with it. I like the responsiveness better than the PS4. There's one major flaw I have with the PS5 controller.
What's that?
It has firmware in it. If that firmware decides to jack up while you're in the game, I have a controller that's been bricked because my X button will not activate in a video game.
Yeah, you just have to fix the firmware.
I tried forcing firmware. It hasn't fixed it. I have a controller that's bricked. It sucks. But
fix it.
That's my biggest problem with it.
Yeah, I absolutely love the adaptive triggers. Those are the best. Like, that was like a huge improvement to the PS5 controller over any other controller I've ever used, is the fact that, like, you actually, like, depending on how hard you push on the triggers, different things will happen. Like, you can have, like, rapid fire by pushing down a little harder, or, like, I mean, it's just the adaptiveness of it is so nice.
Star Wars Outlaws has the best feel to that controller. And the reason why I say that is when you get on the speeder, it actually gives you harder to pull feedback for the throttle. So you can barely pull it and the thing will go at a reasonable speed, but then you got to really put pressure on it because it gives tension.
The force feedback, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Force feedback when you try squeezing it. I actually like what you're saying. They made it more, that's part of the responsiveness I was talking about, where it just feels different.
Yeah, and the little pad that you can like do things on and stuff like that. The fact that like, I mean, some games you can like blow into the controller and it'll do things like.
Yeah, PS5 is the first PlayStation I have never owned, and I still want one. I really want one. I would love to get a Pro.
Start saving.
Yeah. Got too many things going on right now to be able to do anything with that.
Yeah, it's a little tricky.
So if anyone's selling a PlayStation 5 for cheap, let me know. Because I also want to get a Switch. That's still on my menu. But that's cheaper than a PS5, so probably going to be first. You guys have top 10 lists. Let's bring it.
Let's do it. I went first on the Switch.
I'll go first. So I really have just a few games because I stream random games here and there that used to be PS4. So I'm not going to add them to this list, except for Horizon Zero Dawn and Metal Gear Solid 5 because I played those more on PS5 than PS4. All right, so I'm going to start with number 10, Metal Gear Solid 5. I just love that game. It's one of the few games I've ever played where the people speak in their native language, and if you have found an interpreter that can actually teach you the language, it just gives you the subtitles on the bottom instead of, oh, they speak English, I know what they're saying, but they're not English people. So Horizon Zero Dawn, I have yet to beat that game.
I've beaten it twice. I love that game. I want to hear what you think after you do beat it.
I gotta beat it. Number 8, only because me and you played it all the time, the PGA golf game.
Yes, gotta have that.
Yep, it was fun.
It was a blast. Is what we did was we alternated holes in playing the same character, and yeah, we wound up winning it all.
Set it up 2 rounds, and it made it even all the way through. It was actually really fun. Final Fantasy Remake. I played it on PS5. It's amazing. I just love that game.
That's fair.
So good.
Because my brother got it. However,
what place do you have that one in?
7.
Okay.
Number 6, I had Monster Hunter Wilds because I play it with my brother a lot, and the story actually is longer than I thought it was because it keeps going and going and going. Number 5 is MLB 24 The Show. I should have put 23 The Show on here because that's the one where me and Joe would play and sent the Rangers to the World Series.
Yep.
So I am going to make that 23 and not 24 The Show because I forgot what year me and you played until I was just talking about it. Number 4 is Armored Core 6. I actually enjoy it. It's a difficult game, but at least From Software didn't make it Elder Scrolls impossible, or not Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring impossible. It is your typical Armored Core game that is difficult as an Armored Core game. Number 3, because me and Joe also played this a lot, Baldur's Gate 3, which I still have not beaten, and I need to beat it because
if I had a list, it would be just those 3 games, and that would be in that same order. So, yep.
Baldur's Gate 3 would have gotten the top 2 spots, but unfortunately I haven't played that game much since I got here on the PlayStation. I've been playing it more on PC.
I still have not beaten it. I'm on the final act, and I still have not beaten that stupid game.
I need to get back into it and finish it. We need to play the game together again. Number 2, Ace Combat 7. The controls, responsiveness, and all that, and how well it operates makes that game really fun. And number 1 is going to make a lot of people mad because they won't agree with me. But Star Wars Outlaws. I love that game, and it's a good game.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of hate for that.
It is the only reason why Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order are not on this list is because I have not played them on the PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I played Star Wars Outlaw. I haven't played them
on the PlayStation either.
Star Wars Outlaw feels like it's Far Cry in Star Wars. That's simple.
All right, fair.
It's fun to me. It's a Star Wars game that I actually enjoy playing because I'm tired.
The whole point of that list is your preferences, and can't fault you for that.
Well, the reason why it's number 1,
even if the game is garbage,
the game's not that bad. The story isn't that bad.
If you have to say it's not that bad, it's
bad.
The reason why it's number 1 though is because it's one of the few Star Wars games where you're not playing as a Jedi or a Sith. Everybody wants to be a Jedi or a Sith these days. I don't want to be either. I want to be a smuggler.
Because they have more cool abilities.
Shadows of the Empire.
Mm-hmm. I want to see a remake of Shadows of the Empire in Unreal 5.
That would be so good. That would be so good.
Archon, what's your list like?
All right. In true Archon fashion, we got 2 honorable mentions. Number 1 is a game that I would be surprised if either of you has heard of. It's a game called Kitten Squad.
Nope, never heard of it.
It is so much fun.
And I am not ashamed to admit that.
You play as like this little cat, and you do these little missions for an owl in a tree. And I think the game's made by like PETA or something. It was like I don't know. But you run around and you get these different guns and you have to do these fight these different machines and stuff. And it's actually super, super crazy fun and really hard. And I play it with my kids a lot. We all love it. It's super fun. My second honorable mention is another one that I play with the kids that is, I don't know, whoever created this game was a genius because it's the perfect 2-player game. It's called It Takes Two.
Yeah, my son was telling me about that.
Perfect 2-player game. It's so much fun. Like
you have to do it to 2 people.
Yeah, you have to do it with 2 people, and you like solve things together and get past things together.
Is that the one where one person will be running on one style of land and the other, and y'all cross over?
Yeah.
Okay,
kind
I've
of.
seen the play previews.
It's super fun. My number 10 game, because I'm a glutton for punishment, Demon Souls. It's one of the first like difficult games I've ever played on I played on the PS5. Like it was one of the 2 games I got with my PS5. And I remember like several times, like my wife did not want to be in the room with me when I was playing that game because I would like rage. I would get so mad while I was playing that game because it's so frustratingly hard. And I love games that are like that because they challenge me and you have to get better. And I have still never beaten Demon Souls. I've gotten close, but I've never beaten it. Number 9 is Final Fantasy 16. A lot of people that's another game that people give a lot of hate to, but the story in it's amazing. I had a great time playing that game. Number 3, one of the best role-playing games of all time, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Never played it.
So good. It is so good.
I will be the first one to tell you I've never played any of the Witcher games.
I've only ever played 3. I've never played 1 or 2. But I really liked the show, and I'm like, I'm going to give number 3 a shot. And I loved every second of it.
I want to read the books, though.
Number 7, Resident Evil Village. Probably my favorite Resident Evil game. It's so much fun.
How did we go from number 3 to number 7?
We went from Witcher 3 at number 8.
You said number 3.
I said number 8 is Witcher 3. Pretty sure.
No,
anyway,
you said 3.
Number 7 is Resident Evil Village, which ironically is Resident Evil 8 at number 7. Anyway, Witcher 3 at number 8, just to confuse people. Number 6, Ghost of Tsushima. I had heard so many good things about this game and watched some of my favorite streamers talk about this game so much, and then it became one of the free games on PlayStation, so I'm like, I gotta try it.
Oh, naturally.
It is so good. So good.
That's
the story is amazing.
That's the only reason why I got the new, what's it called? Dragon Age game, is because it was free.
Yeah. I haven't played that one yet. I did put it in my library, but I haven't played it. At number 5 is number 7, Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Yes, that's my number 5. That's surprising, I know. At number 4 is Resident Evil 7 Rebirth.
I might be able to guess for number 1.
I seriously doubt it. At number 7 is at number 4 is Resident Evil 7 Rebirth, because even though I have not beaten that game yet, it is so much more fun than Remake, and Remake is one of my favorite games. So I already know it's more fun, so I know I'm going to like it better, so I put it at number 4. Number 3 is a game that everybody in my household loves, Astrobot. Hands down, amazing. That game is so good, and it uses every function of the controller. My 3-year-old can beat the game, and not because it's easy, because he's just that good at it. He plays so much.
What number was that?
Number 3.
Huh! A vast majority of the world agrees with you, sir.
And number 2 is Elden Ring. It is not impossible. I have beaten Elden Ring. Thank you very much.
Have you beaten it without dying or taking a hit?
No.
People who do that are masochists, I swear.
People who do that are there's something wrong with their brain.
I agree 100%.
And my number 1 game. What is it, Rook? Or what is it, Widget?
No, I was going to say Astrobot, but that was number 3.
Oh, you could probably get it if you thought about it for a second.
On PS5, I have no idea.
Yeah, no.
It's also on Steam, but I've only ever played it on PS5.
That's very vague.
Yeah.
Right.
My number 1, the game that I will play anytime, anywhere, because it's so much fun. What?
No, go ahead. Announce it.
You don't know what it is.
No, I have an idea, but go ahead and announce it.
Hogwarts Legacy.
I have never played that.
I have not beaten that thing yet.
So good. It is so much fun. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, and It is so good. Like they did such a good job with it. Like I do have it. I do have it on Steam, and you can get mods and stuff with Steam. And I'm gonna
I
eventually
have it on
try
my
that.
PC to go actually go through and beat it because I
It's
got
so
about
good.
2/3 way through the game.
It is so good. The story is so much fun. It's like it follows it takes place way before Harry Potter, so like you see some of the things that are going to be yet to come and stuff like that. And they have like a tribute in there to the guy who played Hagrid when he passed away. They put a tribute to him in the game. And it's just man, I love that game so much. So yeah, that's my number one.
Fair enough. And Elden Ring is number 1 according to Metacritic, with Baldur's
Elden Ring's a
Gate
fantastic
at
game.
number 2. Baldur's Gate 3, Astrobot number 3. Then they have. I hate it when they put expansions on there on the list.
Mm-hmm.
They have Elden Ring Shadows. The Witcher 3 is number 5. Metaphor, never heard of that one, is number 6. God of War Ragnarok, number 7.
That's the game that came with my PS5, and I still haven't played it.
Ragnarok, yeah.
Yeah.
8 is Hades. Never heard of that one.
I've seen. Okay, so Hades.
I think it's funny that he says I've never heard of it with every single system that we've done so far. That it's been like number 5 on the list. He's always like, I've never heard of that game.
I watch Game Ranks, and they actually have that game on there a lot because it looks interesting. Just not a game I would play.
Yeah, agreed.
Tetris Effect number 9, and number 10 is Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, a lot of people like Resident Evil 4.
The bottom of the
Resident
barrel is Lord of the Rings, Gollum.
Yeah, that game was so bad. That game was so bad that the people who made it apologized.
That is bad when you make a game and you're like, I am so sorry, it's just bad.
I'm so sorry if you spent money on my game.
In the bottom games, one of them's called Ambulance Life.
Paramedic simulator. Dude, they got a cop simulator.
They have so many simulators.
eFootball 2022 is second to last.
The problem I have with some of these simulator games is, especially the ones that come out every year, are they just assume that you're a fan of the series and they have no instruction whatsoever. Like I on Xbox, they had on
the farming simulator.
Yeah, they had the Farm Simulator 22 or something like that, and I downloaded it. I'm like, I'm gonna try and play it. They're just like, here you go, and I'm just like, okay, what am I supposed to? How do I play this game?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, go plow this crop or go plow this field. How? Like, it doesn't tell you what anything does. Like, it doesn't tell you how to even. Like, it doesn't even tell you how to get into the machine and operate it. You walk up to the machine and it doesn't say press A to enter or anything. Like you're just supposed to just figure it out. And I'm just
so on PS5, I got the police simulator. And the problem with the cop simulator is I didn't get the patrol one because it was the free-to-play streaming one. So it was the base model where you got to walk everywhere and question people. And you can actually get in trouble for arresting people for no reason in that game.
Nice. It's like real cops.
So
I was going to say there are some like Power Wash Simulator is oddly relaxing though. Like just power washing things is.
I think that one was made for people with OCD that need to clean things.
Oh, it's so oddly satisfying though. Just to like you get this like super dirty house and you just like make it clean, spray it.
Did y'all know they released a Looney Tunes sports game?
No.
Is it Space Jam?
Not until I saw the 47 Metacritic score one.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. It's Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports.
Oh boy.
Quantum Error. Yep, it was an error to make that game.
Lego Brawls. Wow. That's all I can say about some of these games is wow.
Yeah. So to close up the show, I got a couple little bit of news, little tiny news bits that are quick talk. One of them is that Grand Theft Auto 6 was delayed until 2026. And
but they gave
it was called out on the show.
There.
They gave a solid date though. They actually said May 26th, 2026.
Not only is it 2026, but you have to wait 5 months.
Yeah, but they actually put a hard date on it. Let's see if they actually match it.
We shall see.
The funny thing is that they put a hard date on Borderlands 4, and then they changed the date to a week earlier. I've never seen a company do that.
They made it earlier. They said that because of the beta tests and stuff like that, they felt that they could release it earlier. I was like, hey, okay.
It's awesome when beta testers actually give the feedback they need to be giving.
They did a big reveal recently on Sony's showcase. It's a whole 20-minute thing on Borderlands 4. I recommend watching it if you're a Borderlands fan. It looks a lot of fun.
It looks
we'll see.
pretty good. One other thing that I was going to mention is that I sent it to you guys both. Nintendo strikes again with their high prices. Now all of a sudden Microsoft is like, hey, I'm going to jump on board too. They're raising the price of their Xbox that's already out. They're just raising the price of it now. If you want one, you got to pay more now. And they're raising the price of all their games.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, starting in the holidays. What a
starting
great
right
thing
at the
to
holiday
do.
season. Yep, we're going to raise our price. So if Widget and I were talking about, if PlayStation's smart, they'll keep their prices right where they are.
No,
and blow Microsoft out of the water.
PlayStation will do the exact opposite, like they
Make
did
it cheaper.
when they'll come out $50, and then
we're announcing a $5 price drop on all of our games and a $100 or $50 price drop on all our systems.
Yep.
Boom.
Why buy Xbox for $100 more when you could buy a PlayStation for $50 cheaper?
So I got a feeling they're just proving this is the end of consoles. Really, it's going to go to streaming platforms.
I'm telling you, I predicted that it's going to be like.
And the worst part is they're like
stream.
The worst part is they're going to do that, except they're going to be like, all right, well, you now have to pay $90 for the game, but you don't get a game anymore. It's just streaming it.
So right now, as it sits, the AAA titles being released on Xbox, the company, the games they own, their first-party games, will be $80. Other AAA manufacturers are still running their $70 games. So we'll see if they decide to go up or if they decide to stay the same and see how this Nintendo.
The problem with third-party video game companies is the fact that Sony is still remaining neutral on their prices. So if they raise their price on Xbox, they'll have to raise it on Sony, which is going to cause an issue with Sony. So they're going to have to remain neutral for now.
Yeah.
And plus, if Sony's smart, they'll just sit there and watch and see how this actually works, because it could hurt Nintendo and Microsoft bad.
Sony's been smart for a long time, so we'll see how that plays out. One piece of news that my son brought to my attention a couple days ago, it excited me to no end and scared me to no end at the same time. The Chrono Trigger Remake was leaked by the producer on accident on the air and got in trouble for it during a live stream. But the word remake is the part that scares me.
Not everybody.
Remake shouldn't scare you. Reboot should scare you.
No, remake scares some people because when you remake the game, you're still remaking the game. Remaster is the word people want to hear.
That's the one we want.
The one, and that could have been the word that he meant to say, and he said remake. Because I mean, you can't really remake that game.
Let's be honest. Chrono Trigger would be a remake to make it in a modern system, just because you got whole new systems you got to develop.
No, they can keep it just the way it is and build it with modern graphics.
It may scare you, but it doesn't scare me because the Final Fantasy VII remake is amazing.
I don't want them messing with perfection. I don't want them messing with perfection. The combat system in that game was perfection in my opinion. The story was amazing. The replayability of that game is one of the best that has ever been made. And they need to keep it just as it is, but update the graphics to modern graphics. They can add more combos to the spells and abilities, sure, which they did in the Steam edition, but they kept it the core of the game itself. The story was untouched. You
like turn-based games, right? Like turn-based RPGs?
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching a lot of videos on this, and I am now 100% set that as soon as I have time, I'm checking it out. You should check out some of the videos for Expedition 33.
My son was actually telling me about that I need to play it.
It's
available on Xbox.
So fantastic. And I am getting I've seen so many reviews and videos on it that everybody's already saying that unless something absolutely insane comes out, this is game of the year. And there's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it's on my list to play as soon as I get time. It's definitely on my list. My son was going crazy about it, and when he does that, I usually listen, and he's usually right, so I'm going to play it.
Yeah, it looks so good, and it's free on Xbox, so why not? I mean, and I definitely am going to check it out now that I've heard from probably 10 different sources that this is game of the year, hands down, unless something just insanely masterful comes out, which could happen.
Baldur's Gate 4 comes out.
If they take Chrono Trigger, Chrono Trigger and they just update the graphics, that's it. It would be my number one game of all time.
They're not going to, because
they won't.
The majority of people that like that style of game combat systems is a lot smaller than the people that like action-based games.
You have millions and millions and millions of fans of Chrono Trigger that don't want it changed.
But
you don't know that.
But to its credit, Super Mario RPG just recently did this same thing that he's talking about. Just upgraded the graphics. They added like one or two little fun things to it, but other than that, they just updated the graphics and released it, and it did great. It was a phenomenal game. So
now,
there's a lot of games that are coming out that are doing that. Look at Oblivion.
Oblivion actually did change a couple of things in the game, though.
Yeah,
they made it smoother with the skill tree, but they kept a lot of the same bugs and all of that, which is amazing.
They left the bugs.
They didn't change the story, from what I understand.
No, they didn't touch the story. I'm not saying they're going.
Oblivion was a remaster, not a remake. True. So
now, on the same note, what if they made Chrono Trigger the same story and everything, but they moved it to a turn-based like Baldur's Gate 3?
I don't want them touching the combat.
Unfortunately, I got a feeling that's what they're going to touch.
Then I'm not going to like it. Plain and simple.
Not necessarily, because they didn't touch the combat in Super Mario RPG at all when they redid that one. So,
but they're not updating a game from a Super Nintendo console version.
I don't think they're going to.
That's what it was. It was Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario RPG.
I couldn't remember.
Super Nintendo. Yeah, they're both Super Nintendo.
I don't think they're going to. I really don't think they're going to, because it would piss off way too many people.
And they're both Nintendo games that are made by Square Enix, so it could get the exact same treatment that Super Mario RPG did,
which I would be a huge fan of.
It'd be fine. The thing is, though, you're not taking it from like the Super Mario RPG one didn't go from like Super Nintendo to real, Unreal 5 engine or anything. So it wouldn't. If you're gonna upgrade it like that, then you're gonna get the full remake treatment like Final Fantasy VII did.
Mm-hmm.
So
that would ruin it for me, and that'd be my biggest disappointment of the year for sure. But we'll see.
And then he would play it and be like, "Dude, this is the best game ever."
No,
I tried
playing
Final
I tried the new Final Fantasy for a few hours. I couldn't get it past.
I'm not talking about if they say they kept the turn-based combat, but they made it more of the style of running around like you do in Final Fantasy, where you're behind the character running around as the character. But when you go in, it's more like you go into the fight more like Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy 7, but Final Fantasy 10, where you go into the fight and it switches into a turn-based fight.
There's elements about Chrono Trigger that makes me believe they're not going to change it because of how they do the character combos. So doing an action-based fighting system like Final Fantasy, the new one, wouldn't work. So they're going to have to keep it similar to the original.
That's the same thing with Super Mario RPG, is they had the different character combos and stuff like that. So,
but they could make it an action game. Now, hear me out. They could make it an action game like Final Fantasy VII, but combat switch it to where it's more like Final Fantasy X, where it does turn in from the action game into a turn-based fight when you're in the fights. So you're running.
That's basically what it is now. That's what Chrono Trigger is now. It's like you follow the character around, and then when it goes in, it goes to a new screen, and it's like just turn-based combat.
So I'm saying they just keep it the way it is, and the world will be happy. At least my world would be.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm on the same boat as Archon. I really like the way they changed it. The combat system is the only thing I have an issue with, but I
like the way they expanded the story in Final Fantasy VII. Like they're basically turning that one game that would take you like 40 hours to beat and turning it into 3 games that'll take you like 300 hours to beat.
So here is the reason why I am 50-50 on how they're going to do the game. Who made Final Fantasy?
Square Enix.
But so they also did Mario RPG too.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do, because they've done both and had massive success with both.
Right.
I'm convinced they're going to keep Chrono Trigger to its roots, and they're going to have to.
I'm not.
I know that game better than any other game I've ever played, and I don't see how they would be able to change it without change the combat without completely changing the entire game, and that wouldn't work.
I hope they keep it at its base roots, because I don't want to see probably at that time 50-year-old man crying. Yeah,
it's not pretty.
I like how you said that at that time. So 5 years
by the time it comes out, he'll probably be like 50.
No, they're going to take a thing from Bethesda, and they're going to say, "Hey guys, this game's available. Go play it."
Right. And I will be suddenly taking a couple days off because I got really, really sick. All right, we're going to close up the show right here, guys. Our show email, the best way to get a hold of our company as a whole, for any of our podcasts is podcastraw@gmail.com. Our Discord, the place to be for all things nerdy in gaming and science and fitness and everything, discord.gg/raw podcasts. Our Facebook is Raw Podcasts. Our X is @podcastraw, and our Instagram
It's Raw Podcast 1.
You can follow us individually as well. I am @thewidget, THEWIGIT, everywhere.
You can follow me everywhere at some variation of Tomcat213 or Rook213.
And you can follow me pretty much everywhere as the Archon 606.
Thank you so much for listening, everybody, and have a fantastic nerdy week.
Y'all stay nerdy.
Have a great week, guys.